Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Amy here. Today I have a book haul for y'all. So all the books I purchased in May plus my book of the month picks for the month of May. So let's just hop right into it. We'll start off with these first three books right here because you've already seen me share these books. These are books that I'll be reading this month in June for Pride Month. I've already actually started Stay Gold. I started listening to this book. I'm actually also reading Escaping the Merman right now. Really enjoying both of them so far. Anyway, so we're following Pony, who is our trans guy, and as well as Georgia, who is a popular cheerleader. Pony is just moved to this new school. Pony's goal is to walk through the halls and be known as just an everyday average guy. That's all he wants. He becomes a little attracted to Georgia, who is, like I said, popular cheerleader. Yeah, so we're just following them as they sort of become acquainted with each other, and Pony gets used to his new school, his new surroundings, finding new friends, and maybe possibly coming out as transgender to these friends. Really touching story so far. Loving our characters. I'll just read you this little blurb on the back. It says, the mission is simple. Walk across the cement pathway that splits the school lawn, up the cement stairs, and through the big red doors into the school. For anyone else, this wouldn't be a big deal, but new kid has a secret to keep. A secret so big that it makes the regular things like walking past a mob of students feel like the hardest things he has ever done. So just really touching and cute, and I'm just loving this little relationship we're forming between Pony and Georgia, and anxious to see how Pony progresses throughout the book. Really enjoying it. And then of course The House on the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. Also planning on reading this month. I'm told the audio is fantastic, so of course that is waiting for me in my library on Hoopla to enjoy, maybe possibly after I listen to Stay Gold. I'm really excited to get into this one. This one is an adult fantasy. I've never read an adult fantasy. I've read young adult fantasy before, so this is somewhat sort of new to me. It says The House in the Cerulean Sea is an enchanting love story masterfully told about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realizing that family is yours. We're following Linus Baker. He's a by-the-book caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. He is summoned by extremely upper management and given a curious, highly classified assignment: travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous, in fact, that they're likely to bring about the end of days. Really excited to get into this one. Like I said, that'll probably be next on my Hoopla list from my library. I haven't borrowed it yet, but I need to do that. But I have it tagged as my favorite. And then of course Heartstoppers Value 3 by Alice Oseman. I've actually already read this. Super adorable graphic novel. Love Nick and Charlie to death. In this volume 3 we are following them as they try to come out to their friends, and they're on like this school trip for Paris. Their friends can sort of tell that there's a little bit more than friendship there, but really fun following them around and seeing them react with their friends in this Paris setting. There's also a little touch on mental health and eating disorder in this little graphic novel. So it was super cute. I thoroughly enjoyed it. These next two I got at Barnes & Noble's. They were buy one, get one half off section. I've been really curious about Later by Stephen King. Since I've read The Stand, I really wanted to try another Stephen King, and I wanted to try something newer. So this is something that has just recently came out. So I'm just curious to see how his writing from The Stand versus his current writing, see how things differ. Plus, this is a fairly short book, so I figured it'd be fun to try it. It says the son of a struggling single mother, Janie Conklin, just wants an ordinary childhood, but Janie is no ordinary child. Born with an unnatural ability, his mom urges him to keep secret. Janie can see what no one else can see and learn what no one else can learn. But the cost of using this ability is higher than Janie can imagine, as he discovers when an NYPD detective draws him into the pursuit of a killer who has threatened to strike from beyond the grave. Creepy, Stephen King, current read. I'm excited. Yeah. If y'all read this, let me know in the comments below what y'all thought about it. And then I picked up We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This has actually been on my wish list for a really long time. I've heard good things about it. There's not much about it on the back, and I haven't really heard much about this book. I just heard that it was really good. But it says, if anyone asks you how it ends, just lie. We are Sinclairs. We live, at least in the summertime, on a private island off the coast of Massachusetts. Perhaps that is all you need to know, except that some of us are liars. I want to know more. And then, of course, The Plot by Jean Hanff Korelitz. Jean Hanff Korelitz. I hope I'm not destroying that name. Stephen King has blurbed it saying insanely readable. It's a really long synopsis, so I'm not going to read it, but it says Jacob Finch Bonner was once a promising young novelist with a respectably published first book. Today he's teaching in a third-rate MFA program and struggling to maintain what's left of his self-respect. He hasn't written, let alone published, anything decent in years. And then it goes on to say, Evan Parker, his most arrogant student, announces he doesn't need Jake's help because the plot of his book in progress is a sure thing. When he discovers his student has died, presumably without ever completing his book, Jake does what any self-respecting writer would do with a story like that. A story that absolutely needs to get told. In a few short years, all of Evan Parker's predictions have come true, but Jake is the author enjoying the wave. So basically, he took the plot from the book that his former student was writing and published it, from what I'm gathering. As Jake struggles to understand his antagonists and hide the truth from his readers and his publishers, he begins to learn more about his late student, and what he discovers both amazes and terrifies him. Who was Evan Parker, and how did he get the idea for his sure thing of a novel? What is the real story behind the plot, and who stole it from whom? Really curious about this book, a book about a book. I'm excited. And finally, my book of the month picks for the month of May. I think I got 3 books for May. I went like all out. I wanted all the books. I got How Lucky by Will Leitch. This one is about a character, I believe, with MS, who sort of watches events from the window of his home. Let's see. Daniel leads a rich life in the university town of Athens, Georgia. He's got a couple of close friends, a steady paycheck working for a regional airline, and of course, for a few glorious days each fall, college football tailgates. He considers himself to be mostly a lucky guy, despite the fact that he suffered from a debilitating disease since he was a small child, one that has left him unable to speak or to move without a wheelchair. Largely confined to his home, Daniel spends the hours he's not online communicating with irate air travelers, observing his neighborhood from his front porch. One young woman passes by so frequently that spotting her out the window has become part of his daily routine, until the day he's almost sure he sees her being kidnapped. A little bit different Still seems like maybe on the thriller mystery side, but a little bit different than what I've read before. You know, but sometimes it's good to change it up a bit here and there. And then of course I chose the thriller, which was The Last Thing You Told Me by Laura Dave. So we're following a woman in this book who her husband has just disappeared and has left her a note just saying protect her. And this note is referring to his daughter and her stepdaughter. And the stepdaughter's name is Bailey. Bailey lost her mother tragically as a child and wants nothing to do with her new stepmother, Hannah. It says Hannah quickly realizes her husband isn't who he said he was, and that Bailey just may hold the key to figuring out Owen's true identity and why he really disappeared. Sounds really intriguing, so excited to get to that one. And then I had to pick up The Hunting Wives by May Cobb. Heard nothing but good things about this book. I believe it was one of the picks for April, and I didn't choose it because it seemed when I was reading over the synopsis or whatever, I was like, I don't know, this seems like too housewifey for me, and I'm not a big Housewives fan. It says the Hunting Wives share more than target practice, martinis, and bad behavior in this novel of obsession, seduction, and murder. So from what I gather, it's just a group of Southern women who get together and practice shooting guns, drink martinis, just have fun with each other. We're following a woman named Sophie O'Neill. She left behind an envy-inspiring career and the stressful competitive life of big city Chicago to settle down with her husband and young son in a small Texas town. She meets Margot Banks, an alluring socialite who is part of an elite clique secretly known as the Hunting Wives. Sophie is completely drawn to Margot and swept into her mysterious world of late-night target practice and dangerous partying. When the body of a teenage girl is discovered in the woods where the Hunting Wives meet, Sophie finds herself in the middle of a murder investigation and her life spirals out of control. So, heard good things. Gonna see for myself if those good things are true. And then of course the little bookmark, I'm a freak between the sheets. That is cute. That is cute. I love their little bookmarks. So yeah, there are my book of the month picks for the month of May. Add those to my stack of book of the month books that I have to get to very, very soon, along with my other stack of fun reads. So that is it. That is all the books I picked up for myself in the month of May. Let me know in the comments down below if y'all have read any of these. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think I will like them? Let's talk about it down below. Hope you're all doing well out there and staying safe. Having a very happy Pride Month. Hugs from me all around, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.